That's the wrong one.
I'm Kier.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Jay from Gallifrey Public Radio,
A podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
just like the one you're listening to right now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready, because geekiness begins in 3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy, brought to you by the Gonna Geek Network. Bringing you the latest nerdy news and geekdom, here are the hosts of the show. Anthony.
No pants, all bacon and dick butts.
Naki.
Anthony, you need to get laid.
Willie.
I don't need boobs to like a movie.
Chris.
So when Chris doesn't know how to transition to a new topic because he's flustered, he just hits the button on the soundboard.
And sometimes some special guests.
As Magneto once said, "Ha ha ha, welcome to die!"
If you're a kid and listening, you rock and your parents are awful.
A brand new ATGN starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey everyone, we're back with episode 216 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. What is that background noise?
And someone turned on their vacuum.
Oh, no, it's the computer that I'm currently running.
I was sitting there,
Sorry.
I'm like, we've had good audio. It's a typical ATGN morning. Technical difficulties, random background noises. I'm glad you guys could join us here live on Sunday, June 26th,
I'm sorry.
2016.
Your grandma's computer. The vacuum tubes kicked in.
Yeah, that's what it was.
This is actually Keith's dad's computer, so possibly. There could possibly be me. But I
The
apologize
1972
that for the whirring noise in the background, that's probably me. Especially because I'm also on a Yeti, so you could really hear everything.
So I see Steven in the chat room. I'm sure we'll be getting a comment or something. Oh, Yeti! Here in a couple seconds, but here's what I have to say to that, Steven. I love my Yeti. It sits by me every day.
Good old-fashioned robot penis.
Robot penis.
Robot penis.
I need an adult.
Yeah, you would.
You're
Do you
on
guys
the
wanna
wrong
learn
show.
I was going to say, do you guys want to learn about something really fun?
Is this time to learn with Naki?
It's time
Yeah.
to learn with Naki.
Knowledge
something.
It's called the echidna penis.
Oh, God.
All right, so hang on. I gotta make sure I've got this pulled up and not the YouTube
Shut, Naki.
video. Shut your face.
That was a recording, wasn't me.
Oh God, they actually put up a picture of it too.
Creepy. Creepy.
You want to see it? You want to see it?
No, do not screen share a
Yes.
penis while
It's
we're on
not-
the YouTube live
it's-
account for Gonna Geek.
It's
Do
an
it.
it's an animal penis.
Do not screen share a penis when we're on the
It's-
YouTube
all
live
right.
for
It's
Gonna
for
Geek.
science. It's for learning.
It's a multi-headed hydra penis. Don't share that.
It is a multi-headed hydra penis. It has 4 penises.
No,
So, like-
Hydra.
So it starts off as like what looks like a regular penis, like just kind of droopy, and then 4 little prongs like come out of it, and then they're each spiked. It's called an echidna penis. Well, it's only echidnas have it. So hang on, it's
Like a predator mouth.
kind of yeah.
I'm
I mean,
really
even when I
weirded out.
scroll past it, it's still there. Ugh.
Is it going to haunt your dreams?
Yeah, a little bit. But scientists actually did some pretty cool research on the semen that they collected from it. By collecting the number of sperm they ejaculate, they found out that it holds each of them hold up to 100 individual sperm that would bundle together and then cause them to move very quickly, very organized, which would make them very effective sperm. And they all 4 of those heads work together.
I wish I had that The More You Know music for NBC. So just imagine right now, doo-doo-doo-doo, with a star flying across the screen.
But
That
what
is impressive. Most humans
so-
can't get 2 heads to work together.
Well, here's the crazy thing: is like, what does the echidna's vagina look like then?
No,
Target
do
ring.
not look.
I'm honestly kind of curious because it could handle 4 penis heads at one time that are spiked and pronged. So I mean, I don't.
Whatever it is, it don't look good. It don't look good.
Why did I look this up? Why were we talking about this? It's now in my Google search forever.
That's what incognito mode is for, Naki.
No doubt.
Control Shift N before you search for something like that.
Well, now here it is. There you go.
You can
Now you know.
Screen share.
No, I'm not screen sharing the echidna penis because I was told not to.
Now you know, and knowing will haunt your dreams.
Yes,
Forever.
basically. If you wanna look it up yourself, just Google 4-pronged penis and it'll be the first.
No, don't Google 4-pronged penis. That God. Oh God! I mean, we're like 5 minutes into the show. Where are we going to make it so that anyone who listens to us is like, "What are they doing?"
I haven't been on. I have to bring up the penis talk because I haven't been here.
Now, everybody that listens to us is going to know that this is a normal episode.
Exactly.
No, but for real, how do you spell that?
4-pronged penis or echidna?
No, echidna.
ECH.
Oh, an E. Jesus.
Yeah.
As in, like
ECH.
Knuckles from the Sonic games.
Yes.
Enchilada?
Knuckles and Tails would both have, or is it Knuckles and Sonic? I think Tails
is
would.
a fox.
Yeah, Tails is a fox. So Knuckles, Sonic, Amy would have the 4-pronged vagina.
Oh, there's some kid in Japan right now drawing that fucking manga that's all hentai and
So,
4-pronged
I'm
penis.
sorry. Have you never been on Tumblr?
I was about to say, are you saying that it's never happened before, Bachman?
No, I'm saying right now someone listening to this in Japan is drawing that to put up on a Japanese website with those specific Sonic characters.
Do you really think we have listeners in Japan?
I was going to
Of course
say
we do.
that.
I could check the stats. I'm pretty sure we have at least a few.
Told you.
Not in China though,
Japan.
because we're explicit. We're not allowed to be broadcast in China.
That doesn't mean they don't have ways around it.
Well, there is.
Konnichiwa.
So I think I might have had the right bump to play for this dick talk. Let's see if this works right.
Sticks.
There it is.
I mean,
I go to a dick rave?
this is what I bring to the table, guys. I don't bring much, but I bring dicks to the table.
Not again.
Sticks.
Seems weird.
This is my third time being at a dick rave. Don't ask.
A dick rave? Did you
Don't
have
ask.
like the glow in the dark like dildos
And
where
you're
you were like
asking.
spinning them in
You're
the
asking.
air? I am because I want to know what a dick rave is.
Don't ask.
Do they vibrate? Are they just glow in the dark? Are they lightsaber style? Like, tell me what's going on here. I
Some
wanna know.
things are meant to be left a mystery until you actually experience it.
But I've never been invited to a dick rave.
Oh,
There's
dear
reasons
Lord.
for that, Naki.
Well, because you don't have a dick, so you're not going to be.
Wait, does that mean you put on like the glow in the dark condoms and you all do meat spin together?
No, it's called dick chicken, okay? It's called dick chicken.
Dick chicken. I now get that reference. I finished season 7.
Yes, if anyone doesn't get that reference, go watch season 7 of The League, where Kevin and Pete
How
play
exactly
dick chicken.
do you win dick chicken? Define win.
Yeah, there is no winning.
There's no winning.
All right, I'm going to do the best I can to pull us off of all of this dick talk.
Oh.
Good luck, Chris.
Yeah,
We'll be
so
back there in 10 minutes, don't worry.
If you haven't already turned off the podcast or the live video stream, welcome to episode 216 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast, where we talk about good and nerdy things, not dicks. Or
Well, I mean, some people
What's
are
more
nerds about
nerdy than a
dicks.
4-prawn animal cock?
And I had to look up a science blog to look at it. So there you go, science.
So we
pretty
should be able to
fucking
show it.
No.
you know how this all started,
'Cause I
right?
don't want to see it.
We talked about the Yeti and said the words robot penis, and we went down this dark, twisted path.
Hey, we were talking about dicks way before during the pre-show, so I want to hear nothing.
ATGN, the dark
I wasn't
twisted
even there.
path.
I wasn't even there for that.
Because you don't have a dick, Naki.
That's true. I have dick envy. So
Chris is flustered. He doesn't know what to do, so he's just going to hit the damn button.
Live from the ATGN studios on the internet, it's the news of the week.
So this is the part of the show where we're not supposed to talk about dicks, but I'm sure someone is going to. I'm waiting for it. Anyone?
No, I'm gonna let you have this moment.
You're gonna let me have this moment.
This one moment.
You get the one. You get the one.
I feel bad
Everybody
for
gets
Suncast who popped in, and the first thing he says is, "What the fuck did I just walk into?"
You're welcome.
All things good and penis.
Ooh, my sidecast.
Well, I mean,
There you go.
he said it best. It's all things good and dirty.
It really is, and in the hopes that this isn't dirty. Naki, what do you have for your news of the week by chance?
I actually don't have something dirty for the news of the week.
Are you ill?
Well, boyfriend is. I might have inherited.
You
something.
might have a flu of some kind.
Yeah. But actually, we might have a second moon. Bum bum bum. Actually, it's not a moon. It's asteroid.
It's a space station.
No, it's an asteroid.
That's not a moon. It's a space station.
That's no moon.
But they're calling it a temporary tag along, and it actually does say in the tagline of "That's no moon." Fun fact. But
Nice.
asteroid 2016 HO3 appears to orbit Earth, and that's just an illusion. As the space rock loops around the sun, it plays leapfrog with our planet, sometimes speeding ahead, sometimes falling behind. The asteroid's sun-centric orbit keeps it from qualifying as a full-fledged moon of Earth, but its constant proximity gives us enough ability to make it a quasi-satellite of our world, which I thought was actually really cool. So that was my news of the week, because I'm like sitting here like, we are that much closer to having two moons, and then we could all take that picture that we all want to take of being Luke Skywalker with the two moons.
Kicking dirt.
Kicking dirt.
Tons.
Wait,
Going
so
to
I wanna get
Toshi
this right.
Station to pick up power converters.
I mean, there's so much science fiction, like just nerddom of having two moons, that I'm sitting here like, all of us want this to happen. All of us want us to have a second moon just so we could be cool like science fiction.
So that's what I was make sure I get this right. So it's an asteroid that doesn't orbit Earth; it orbits the sun just outside of Earth's orbit.
Right.
And so it's basically following us around.
Yeah, it follows us around, but it's just kind of playing like leapfrog between the planets. It kind of sounds like, but it does technically orbit the sun, not us.
So perhaps
But-
I missed it. How big is it in comparison to our moon?
Just one second. Let me double check before I get numbers wrong, because I do
It's
that.
the size of Texas, Mr. President.
Okay,
Texas.
so it's tiny. It's no more than like 100 meters across, is what they're saying.
So you're not really going to get that nice picture you were talking about. It's not going to show up on a skyline.
Yeah,
I
you're
would
not going
imagine.
to see it.
Right, but it's as close as we're going to get for now. Although it does say something really cool. It says Earth's gravity keeps the asteroid from wandering. It never strays farther than about 400 million kilometers from Earth, and never closer than about 14 million kilometers. So 38 times Earth's distance to the moon.
So I think we've already answered Steven's question, but the chat room he says, so the question is, does it meet the actual definition of a moon, or is it like how Pluto is technically or is it how like Pluto no longer is technically a planet? So
No,
I don't
they
think
brought that back.
I think it is a planet again, but they'll change their mind, something like that. I would say based off the size, this is being like 100 meters wide. It does probably not meet the definition of what we would think of as a moon, but
Or even a planetoid. Yeah, that's an asteroid.
yeah.
It's definitely an asteroid, but I mean,
It's space junk.
it's just cool to think about that maybe one day we'll inherit a second moon.
It's moon-ish.
Yeah,
So
because it
what's
does
the deal?
technically stay in our orbit. It's just not orbiting us. It's orbiting the sun.
So pretty much he's like that weird kid who's outside. The bouncer won't let him into the dick rave, and he's just staying out there hoping to get in, but he's not really loud.
You know more about dick raves than all of us here.
It's the autistic asteroid.
I don't want to know.
I can't agree with Anthony's statement.
Hashtag dick rave.
That's your hashtag. That's all Willie.
That's the Willie hashtag. So
He'll
if
be
you
the
guys
only
want to,
one checking that one.
if you guys want to get in touch with Willie, make sure you use hashtag dick rave.
All out. I'm at South Porky on Twitter.
There you go.
Hashtag dick rave. I'll tell you where they all are.
Willie, I thought your Twitter handle was One Nerdy Cupcake.
No, that's me. What the shit? Just because I don't use Twitter anymore doesn't mean Willie can.
No, that's right. I changed it to @1new nerdy cupcake.
Oh,
There's not enough characters for that on Twitter, sadly.
There's that, and I will punch you in the dick next time I see you. So there's
Don't
that.
take us back down the dick path.
And back to dicks. She did
Naki.
it. She did it.
Naki, I need
Do it. Willie did it.
Naki, I need that thing for dick raves.
Willie did it. He started it. It's not
And you
my
ended
fault.
it with a dick threat.
I hate you
We
all.
made Chris fist
I
bump.
hate you all so much.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He loves us.
No.
Otherwise, we wouldn't still be doing this after 4 years.
So, is this going to be like Octane Hunger Force? Is this our dickisode?
Ooh, I like that pull. Very well done.
I do like that. I like that actually a lot.
I miss Aquatine, I'll be honest.
ATG and Cockpocalypse.
So I'm going to take my news story because I'm
I
tired
was gonna
of talking
say
about
we might
dicks.
want to we might want to move on. Like even I'm like, okay, I'm tired of talking about penis now, so let's talk about something else.
Well, if Naki's tired about it, we know it's time to
Oh,
move
no
on.
shit.
But
We're
Naki
way
ain't.
past the limit then.
I don't know how we got down this path. So let's get back on topic with some nerdy, some good news here. So we all know Flash Season 2 ended on a note where if you've read the comics, you were like, I think I know where they're going with this. Well, guys, it has been confirmed. Grant Gustin revealed on Twitter on Monday the premiere episode's title. He was told he could say what it is. It's called Flashpoint. Episode 1,
No
Season
fucking
3
way.
is
Really?
Flashpoint. Yes.
Yes.
Confirmed by
Oop.
Grant Gustin by directive of Greg Berlanti, who said go ahead and do it. So yes, they are doing Flashpoint for Season 3 of The Flash.
Oh, that's awesome.
I guess I should catch up on that show.
Okay, so I'm not sure how much I can actually say about the end of Season
No,
2 to
don't-
set this up then.
Don't worry about it, because it's gonna be like I gotta wait for it to hit Netflix, so
Okay.
it's gonna be a while before I
So
can watch it.
we're going to talk about
Well,
the
and
end
if
of
she's seen the Flashpoint movie, she knows what causes Flashpoint.
I've also watched or read all the Flashpoint comics, so it's
Okay.
not a big deal.
Yeah.
So, Crimson Comet, I'm sure we'll be covering this going forward, but just so there's a little bit of background. If you've read the comics, the Flashpoint event is based off the fact that Barry Allen goes back in time and he saves his mother from getting killed. Much like we saw happen at the end of Season 2. Barry Allen goes back in time and instead of letting her die this time like he did at the end of Season 1, he intervenes and she is no longer killed. He saves her life, and then it kind of ends at that point. We know in the comics, once that happens, it creates a whole new alternate universe where, to put it bluntly, shit is all fucked up in the DC universe when when Flashpoint takes place.
The butterfly effect from that is insane.
Butterfly effect.
You heard me.
Yep.
I thought we were making a Ben Affleck reference of some kind. I just hadn't
butterfly
gotten it.
Affleck.
The butterfly Affleck.
I mean that means we could get Ben Affleck come in as is that because that's the one where Batman
Thomas Wayne.
father, Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Batman
Martha
dies,
is the Joker.
Yes.
and Bruce dies, right?
And Bruce is the one that
that's
dies in
Flashpoint,
Crime
isn't it?
Alley.
Yeah, which
So,
breaks
and-
Martha's mind and makes Thomas fucking vicious.
So they can, make Ben Affleck into Thomas Wayne instead of.
Ben Affleck would be awesome as Thomas Wayne. I would love to
He
see
would.
who they bring in if they did a Thomas Wayne. They probably wouldn't be allowed to. The question
Well,
is,
that's the fun thing, though, because, they're not using the movie Batman. They're not using the Gotham Batman. So Berlanti might be able to get away with it.
yeah, I don't think they're going to let him use Batman.
That was actually one of my favorite parts of Flashpoint was seeing that scene.
If you're curious about Flashpoint and don't want to go and read all the comics, I would say go and read them if you do get the chance, because Jeff Johns penned the series. I thought it was very good until they kind of shoehorned in the New 52 connection at the very end. But there is also an animated movie for Flashpoint that is out. The animated movie is a very, very good adaptation of the comics. It's about an hour and a half long.
Not for kids.
It is definitely
No.
not for kids.
No.
It is. Oh man, it's grizzled. There's lots of action and bloodiness. It's very, very good. I would highly recommend watching it. The fact that they are going to do Flashpoint, at least for part of the season going forward, is awesome. I kind of agree with Steven in the chat room and said I think that Flashpoint will be a small bump in the overall season, like maybe half a season max. That's his guess. I'd say you're probably about right. By the time you get the December crossover, they'll have probably fixed things, but it would be really cool.
See, what would be really cool is if it affects the Arrowverse too, because, like I said, I still haven't watched that show since its mid-season
we talked
finale.
about that on Starling Tribune. Stephen Amell kind of hinted at the fact that it might impact Arrow, but I don't know if that was just him kind of teasing something or if that is actually the case. But again, it would be really cool. This has the potential to do a great butterfly effect thing to the Berlanti universe. And what they do to fix Flashpoint could potentially be what pulls Supergirl into that world. That could be how you do it organically. Instead of doing a Crisis on Infinite Earths, like we'd been predicting on some other shows, they could just do the correction of Flashpoint is what brings in Supergirl, which would be cool.
Which could also allow them to reset anything they want to reset on Arrow, and basically all the timelines would be, they could go from a fresh start again.
So you mean we can delete Olicity?
So that entire show is what we're saying?
I like Arrow.
I do too, but I hate the shipping.
All of what I watched of season, whatever this last season was, I watched it. Season 4. Okay, I wasn't sure if we were at 4 or 5.
Yeah, this was 4.
I watched it. Like, it was just, it was like, this is stupid. This is stupid. Why am I watching this? This is stupid. You know what? I'm not gonna watch it anymore. The end.
So,
and then but on the side of that is that I stopped watching Flash though too.
Yeah, Flash is what really hurt to miss, and I will actually say Legends of Tomorrow got very good near the end. The fluff in the middle kind of was not that great, but I have to agree with something Steven had just said in the chat room. He goes, "I'm super concerned about the regular viewers' handling of this, especially if it brings the other universes into it, into what Draftsman is saying we could call the Crisis on CW verse."
That's true. Well, with Legends of Tomorrow was confirmed for a season 2, right?
Yes, it is going to be airing Thursday nights before Supernatural.
Okay, so on that note, we're going to get Constantine to come back.
He is not one of the people that have been cast for season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, but there are going to be lots of connections to the Justice Society for season 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, which could be really cool. One of the rumors is that, oh wow, I forgot the actor's name all of a sudden. The guy who plays Barry's dad, John Wesley Shipp, will supposedly
the Flash
be in Legends of Tomorrow as a Flash, which could be really cool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
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 The only reason why I said that Constantine's going to come back is because that's what they were saying. It's like, if Legends of Tomorrow gets a season 2, you know, maybe we'll bring in Constantine.
Well, that was what the fans were hoping for, but I do believe Matt Ryan is still busy on Broadway.
Damn it. Stop being awesome.
Stop being such a good actor, damn it.
Damn it. Don't you know I got stuff that I want to see, like Constantine more
Way to
stuff?
go, dude. You're too good at your job.
Damn it. I want to be selfish.
He needs to be able to do 2 shows like Dominic Purcell. They're going to be done finishing Prison Break just for him to come back for Legends of Tomorrow.
And Wentworth Miller.
I did finally see the trailer for the new Prison Break, which makes me want to go back and watch Prison Break so I can...
Wait,
I fucking love that show.
Don't forget...
Yes, they're bringing the show back.
They're bringing it back.
Why?
Because they have to break out of more prisons.
Because they brought 24 back and it worked, and because they brought Heroes back and it worked for 2 episodes. That's the current trend right now, is bring back all of this old stuff that people liked for nostalgia's sake, and it might do well. Like the X-Files, half of the 6 episodes that came out were good, which is better than what the last 2 seasons of the X-Files was.
Well, and anytime you have Dominic Purcell and fucking Wentworth Miller on screen together, it's amazing.
Oh, here's the cool thing. If they do Flashpoint, that means you get Citizen Cold instead of Captain Cold. And for those that haven't, Citizen Cold is a hero in the Flashpoint universe, which could be very cool. And don't forget, Wentworth Miller's contract is not to be on any one specific show. His contract is to be in the Berlanti-verse.
Ooh.
That is how his contract is worded.
That's even better.
Yeah, he can go everywhere.
Excuse me.
So, okay, what if this happens? What was your guys' favorite points in the Flashpoint universe? Because we already said mine, which was the Batman.
Batman shooting Reverse Flash in the back of the head.
Honestly, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman did have a good one.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck the King of Atlantis, and when his wife gets pissed, I'm taking her head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, damn, that was some crazy. And then fucking Aquaman gets mad about it. It's like, dude, you cheated on your wife. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
And they actually, so like we said before, the Flashpoint animated movie, not for children. It's because they actually show Wonder Woman taking her head. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah, it's vicious.
I like
there was some great concepts in that one. I like the upgrade of Cyborg. That's really when Cyborg became kind of boosted up to a first-tier character in the DC universe.
Mm-hmm. I liked how they kept Superman locked in when he landed, and he never grew up or anything from The sun.
Yeah, Superman trapped in a bunker underground, so he never got sunlight.
Yeah, that was also pretty cool. A couple things that were actually brought up, I completely forgot, but we were talking about all these things are getting rebooted or restarted again. Suncast brought up a good point. He goes, yeah, CBS is bringing back MacGyver as a douchebag. That's going to work great.
What?
Yes, CBS is rebooting MacGyver this season as well. That was one of the shows coming out. And then...
Is it Harry Dean Morgan?
No, I don't believe so. And
Then
then...
it's not MacGyver.
Fabulous mullet.
There will not be any
him.
mullets.
Are you sure it's not the one that they parodied?
MacGruber.
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 I think we all know what I'm talking about now. So
No, because that was a movie, and an awful movie.
I didn't see the movie.
Oh my god, my friends love that fucking movie. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Oh, fuck yeah, they have it listed. CBS MacGyver, Fridays at 8, coming this fall.
So it's already in a death spot.
So Suncast gave some more background on it. He said CBS shot a pilot and ordered a season based off of and is now reshooting the pilot and recasting everyone except MacGyver, who is the biggest problem with the reboot.
Wait, Lucas Till?
Lucas Till is MacGyver, for what I'm
Havoc?
seeing. Yes.
Fucking Havoc is MacGyver?
Yes.
What?
And don't forget, they're also doing
Havoc from X-Men First Class.
They're also doing a reboot of Stargate as well as a whole new movie series that will completely ignore the 15 years of television.
Draftsman says, "Fuck Broadway. You and your Hamilton-loving ways need to stop stealing our good actors." Okay, I will accept that. I fucking love Hamilton, and I'm really disappointed I could not get tickets.
And so I think Suncast has some strong feelings on the MacGyver reboot, where he says MacGruber is like 10 times better than the CBS reboot.
Wow. Then yeah, that's definitely a must not watch.
Oh,
ouch.
And Steven made me remember another reboot that just came back. Fuller House is his favorite bring back.
I'm going to agree with him because Stephanie Tanner's side boob in the second episode.
Is that the whole reason you watched? Was for side
you
boob?
could see her. You know you could see her nude, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah, I
she's already
searched
been
that
nude.
as soon as I saw that. I was like, wait, does she have? Let me see this. Google. Yeah, buddy.
Wait, that's the middle sister, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even want to see that. That's
No. Watch the second episode. Trust me.
Uh-uh.
No. Just like put it on mute. Just trust me.
She's like 12. Forever.
No,
Like,
Fuller
that's-
House.
I don't care. I
Like,
grew up
trust
watching
me.
Full House.
Trust
I'm also
me.
one of those people, I can't look at the fucking twins
Yep.
as adults. It's fucking creepy.
Yep. It's weird. It's weird.
I was not part of that countdown to when Ashley and Mary Kate fucking turned 18.
Oh
That
god.
There
shit
was
was
one-
disgusting.
There was one for Maisie Williams for Game of Thrones, who she plays Arya. There was a countdown for when she turned 18, and I was like, that's really gross, guys.
That is kind of creepy, but
How
she's
old is
also a
she?
badass.
What do you
That's
guys
different.
expect from the internet? To not
I
be
know.
creepy? Let's be honest here, guys.
I know.
Oh, no. I'm fine with other people doing it. I'm just saying I couldn't do it for the Full House ones because it's creepy. But no, I'm getting caught up on Game of Thrones. Fucking Arya is Batman. That little girl is motherfucking Batman.
Arya
She
is awesome. No, so of Fuller House, I've only seen a few episodes, but it was kind of cute. It was very much exactly like what Full House was. I did have a problem with it when they did the Bollywood episode because I'm like, wow, cultural appropriation, cool. But it's actually not. It's pretty terrible. I mean, Full House. So if you watch that now, it's pretty terrible.
So I watched one episode of Fuller House and I went, "What the hell am I doing?" and promptly put on like The League or something else to feel better
Yeah.
about myself.
Just watch that second episode. Trust me, guys.
I didn't even try to watch it.
Tell him that dress. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I can't.
Oh god damn it.
She does not give your statement a stamp of approval.
No,
The only
there's no
reboot
seal
worth-
of approval here.
The only reboot worth watching is Voltron on Netflix.
That's true. The Voltron show is actually really good. Yeah.
Or
Go-
is
go
it?
do
My
yourself-
buddy and his 7-year-old, we watched all of it in a weekend. It's fun.
Do yourself a favor. It's fun. It's pretty decent. You know, for I'm not a huge Voltron fan, but I actually pretty much enjoyed it. So, well, from what I've seen of it, I can't say that I sit down and watch TV anymore, other than Game of Thrones, which season finale tonight, guys.
Game of Thrones is dumb. I don't care.
Game of Thrones is awesome.
Meh.
I
Actually started rewatching it because from what I missed. Last year's season, I'm starting to rewatch again, and I need to catch up.
Battle of the Bastards was this entire season to me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That I'm not up to there, and that kind of just spoils it.
Well, no.
You knew what was coming if you've been watching
It's
the
the
show.
title of the episode.
I
didn't
know
say
someone
what
dies
happened.
in the season I'm watching, so when you
Plus-
say the Battle of the Bastards, it kind of spoils that, hey, this person comes back.
No, because there are 9 billion bastards in that show.
That's true.
Oh,
Which the internet hadn't already spoiled that somebody came back, you've been hiding from the internet.
Well, I mean, I haven't been seeing spoilers of Game of Thrones.
Hey guys,
Really?
I didn't get Daredevil finished until last week, and I didn't get spoiled on how that ended. So it is
you actually
possible
finished it?
to avoid spoilers on the internet. I did
Wow.
finish it, and it was very good.
But not being spoiled on the end of Daredevil is not the same as not being spoiled on which character died and returned on Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
That
I
was
already knew it was
everywhere.
I know, I was just fucking with you.
Anyways, it's called Battle of the Bastards. There's 9 billion bastards, but whatever. Apparently, I'm a spoiler.
And some mean-ass bitches.
Oh man, this show,
Badass bitches.
like this show, like this season was pretty slow. Like things were happening, but it was kind of slow until last week's episode. But that's about right for Game of Thrones. It's usually episode 9 that's the big episode. So
Yeah, it is.
That's
That's
it.
weird.
I've only watched the first 3 of this season. I'm going to get all caught up when I get back from my trip.
okay. Anyways, we should probably do everybody else's news of the week and stop going off on these tangents, huh?
Yeah, Anthony,
Sorry,
what
Chris.
do you got for your news of the week? I think I have an idea based off of your subtitle that you've given yourself.
Yeah, my news of the week is that it's a good thing I'm not going to San Diego MediaCon, which it's not a Comic-Con anymore. Don't fucking call it that. But the San Diego MediaCon, the Funko Pop company has lost their goddamn mind. And they've released 6 different waves of Pops that will be available exclusively at the San Diego Comic-Con this year in July. And, I mean, there's something for everybody, and some of them are really fun, some of them are just goofy. But it's just insane how many they've done. In Wave 6 that they just released, there's a Cowboy Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Golden Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's, which I told Naki I was going to get and move it and make videos, and she was not happy.
No, fuck you.
There's a Dorbs rides from something called Banana Splits. I'm guessing it's a kid's show.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Yeah,
Yes.
there's one that's
You don't know what the
Monkey.
banana splits are? You know what the bananas in pajamas are coming down the stairs.
No.
Oh, yeah, it's from the 90s.
That's not it?
I have no idea.
I don't know if
don't
that's it or
know
not. I don't know it.
That's Bananas in Pajamas.
I thought that was part of the Banana Splits show.
Wasn't the Banana Splits like a 70s show?
I worked with children. That's the only reason why I know. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah,
The Banana
you would
Splits
know
could be
that.
something else.
But yeah, so there's a monkey in a Dorbs ride and an elephant in a Dorbs ride, which they're really cool looking. They added the Jim Ballant purple body-suited Catwoman to the Rock Candy figures, which if you guys haven't seen them, the Rock Candy figures are great. They're slightly taller than the normal Funkos, or they're taller than the Pops, but they still have the really great details on them, but they're all female superheroes from the DC universe. So it's Harley and different versions of Batgirl, different versions of Catwoman, different versions of Supergirl. They're really cool. And then the big release on the 6th wave, or a couple of the big releases, they did the Flash from the Gorilla Grodd from the Flash TV show as a 6-inch, so it's a giant Gorilla Grodd character with red eyes. They did a Dorbs 3-pack with 2 of the Kings from Walking Dead and the undead leader of the White Walkers. Oh no, it's not 2 of the Kings. It's the Hound, Joffrey, and the White Walker as Dorbs, which just look ridiculous. And then the crazy one is they did a Pops ride, which all the rides are fairly good size, but they can fit a Pop figure in them. They did the 1966 Batmobile in chrome.
Really?
That fucking thing is going to be going for $500 the day they release it. It's ridiculous. And yeah, that was just Wave 6. Wave 1, they did a 3-pack of Sex Bomb from Scott Pilgrim. They released the Powerpuff Girls finally, so you can get Bubbles and Blossom and Buttercup. They have Vanellope von Schweetz has her own Dorbs ride. I mean, it's just insane. Green Goblin on a glider. Like, there's so many, it's ridiculous.
The most important one's in Wave 5, guys.
Which one?
Malcolm Merlin.
Yeah, Malcolm Merlin's in there. I don't know. The Malcolm Merlin one's cool, but yeah, that chrome 66 Batmobile, like people, I think like they're gonna get like fights for that one on the floor at SDCC. People are gonna be brawling to get that one because it's so cool looking.
Speaking of Dorbs, I have been on the hunt for a Donatello Dorb. I have Leo, Michelangelo, and Raphael. They've been in clearance on GameStop. If anybody finds it, I'll pay you the money.
One.
I'll pay you the $3. I need Donnie, and if you have Bebop and Rocksteady, that'd be cool. If you don't, it's fine too. But I definitely need to finish out the 4 turtles. So I'm on a hunt.
Oh, they're
I think I got it.
They're doing Marcus Phoenix in Wave 4.
Yeah, there's a whole Gears of War set.
Really?
There's a Slimer and an Ecto 1 done in red. There's a cursed Barbossa from Pirates of the Caribbean that comes with the undead monkey.
Nice.
That I want, because the little undead monkey pop looks fucking hilarious.
Actually,
Well,
and then, of course, they did a dual pack of Buffy and Angel as vampires. So that one's really cool. And then, for those that don't know, Conan O'Brien, last year or the year before, had his own Funko Pop made. Or no, it was 2 years ago they did 1, and then last year they did 4. This year they did 4 again, and they went apeshit crazy. One of them is the Jared Leto Joker, except it's the Funko Pop head of Conan O'Brien, so it has the big hair, but it's still painted white skin and green hair. But you can still look at it and tell it's Conan, so it's really, really fucking creepy.
Well, I believe that's because they're doing Conan at Comic-Con again this year, and every day there was a different Funko that was given out to the audience. And I just saw what is also really cool in Wave 3 is the Doctor Strange that's going to be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Looks really damn cool.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange is good. They got Duck Dodgers in the 24th Century glow-in-the-dark and glow-in-the-dark gamma versions. They did a Land Strider it's not a Funko Pop, but it's a Funko action figure, and it comes with the little dude, I think Jen is his name? Yeah, it's Land Strider and Jen. So the big, long-arm fucking walker, Deadpool in the white suit. And then the one that I would really want that I might actually scour the internet and see if I can pick it up on eBay for hopefully not too much. They did the Batman vs. Superman False God variant. So it's a metal shiny chrome version of the Superman pop with False God painted across its chest.
Nice.
Just fucking crazy. But yeah, it's they're releasing 60 pops that are all exclusive just to SDCC for the week of that convention. They're going to make so much goddamn money.
They are.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
But yeah, you can go look at Funko.com's website, and they have their blog post. And just as they've been releasing them on their Periscope videos, usually within a couple hours later, the blog's written up, and they have the photos of all of them. And I listed about half of them. There's a fucking ton.
So Drassman goes, wait, you mean not only the Barbarian played by Arnold gets his own pop? That is correct. They're doing more Conan O'Brien ones. I pulled up and put in the chat room the picture from the 4 exclusives they had. It was either last year or the year before at Comic-Con. It was the basic Conan O'Brien. You had Conan O'Brien as Batman, Conan as a zombie, and Conan as Frankenstein were the 4 exclusive Funkos they'd done.
Nice.
And if you're wanting to get those, I just looked real quick going on eBay. They seem to be going for between $100 to $150 each. So I don't know about you guys. I don't care enough about a Conan O'Brien Funko Pop to pay that much. In fact, I don't pay much past market price on them, if that.
I like paying the discount prices that I find when I find them on sale at stores.
Although, I will fully admit that I was at my local GameStop yesterday while my dog was in at the groomers, and they had the Civil War 4-pack. So it was the Hawkeye, Spider-Man, and then the 2 mini figures of Captain America and Iron Man. They were so cool in person, but he's like, yeah, they're $30. And I was like, oh, I pre-ordered these on Amazon for $23. I'm not going to cancel my pre-order. I'll just wait a couple weeks to get this in.
Yeah, my friend ordered it for me, so I'm still waiting for it to arrive. But yeah, not paying the full price.
So here's the bitch of it I realized. My pre-order wasn't supposed to show up until July. I went on Amazon yesterday. They're shipping immediately for cheaper than when I pre-ordered. So I canceled my pre-order, reordered, and it's going to be here on Tuesday now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it blew my mind. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Whatever.
That's weird. I need to check and see what my friend is paying then. If she can cancel it and get it for cheaper, I'll tell her to do that.
I got the Women of Power box from Marvel, and so I have a Squirrel Girl with a mini squirrel.
The Squirrel Girl's awesome.
Nice.
That's going on my desk, and then I've got a Miss Marvel it's Captain Marvel and She-Hulk that are going on.
I've got Naki's favorite character right here. It's the Arrow. Unmasked.
The Arrow. Unmasked.
You know, if it was just a regular Green Arrow, I'd be fine with it.
And speaking of
No,
Green
she-
Arrow, real
She
quick.
likes the one with the no shirt on.
Oh, there you go. Speaking of Green Arrow, real quick, if you haven't had the chance, go read Green Arrow Rebirth #1. It is very good. DC makes me want to read their comics again.
That's funny, because so far I can say I can't recommend anything from Rebirth.
Really? Are you that cynical?
No, I read Green Lantern, I read Batman, I'm waiting for Nightwing. It's my last hope.
Read Green Arrow #1. It is very good. And I've heard Titans #1, also very good.
Yeah, so did you guys notice because I know you talked about it last week with the Hastings closing,
Mm-hmm.
and they owe, I believe, $1.2 million to Diamond.
A crap ton.
Yeah.
So do we see? And I just want to, because I was having this discussion with Peter G, who wrote up the article about us on Bleeding Cool for C2E2. He called me over the week to talk about it, and we were talking about how Hastings owes Diamond $1.2 million, and how that could actually potentially affect the print market. Have you guys thought about this at all?
It'll certainly affect the variant market because there's so many damn Hastings exclusives, and they buy up so many other comics they can get those exclusives.
But there's also still the chance that Hastings, once it restructures and fires half their employees, another company might buy them and pay off that debt.
I believe that it's officially on file, though, to be closed, like on bankrupt and everything.
Doesn't mean someone can't buy them up before then, though. Who knows?
Yeah,
That's true.
Marvel went bankrupt because there's certain types of bankruptcy that a corporation can do where you don't go away.
That's true. I mean, the thought that I had with it was that it could, not necessarily of the big two, because they could go on and print their own if they wanted to. You know, Diamond doesn't have to be their retailer. They have ways.
They do. Diamond has a monopoly.
I know, but what they could, if Diamond was to...
Oh, you mean if Diamond went under?
Right. If Diamond was to go under because of, being owed $1.2 million and they've already had their financial struggles in the past, I think something that we could possibly have a problem with is getting our independent comics, because it's not like the independents have that kind of print money.
So honestly, I think if it did happen, I think Marvel and DC would throw a little money at DCBS, and DCBS would become the new Diamond distributor, because they're the only company big enough to step into that shoe and do the same job.
But that doesn't mean we'd still get our independents.
You'd get most of them. DCBS carries a fair amount of the indies. You wouldn't get all of them. So yeah, it could definitely hurt smaller publishers.
Because that's the thing that I worry about with that, because I know that when I worked in a comic shop, the only way I got people into the independent section is if I physically had a book that I could be like, no, seriously, look at this, and then like open up the pages and
also,
get them
Diamond
into it. So
they raised their minimums, so a lot of indies haven't been going through them in a while anyways, just because they can't.
Right, and I've had issues with that too. I know I've talked about it somewhere. I don't necessarily know if it was here. But that was something that I was thinking about, because I personally, I don't buy Big Two. Boyfriend does, and I read his copies, but I don't. I prefer to support indie comics and try and get those people off the ground. And I see indie, like, the Big Two wouldn't take too much of a hit, but I think where we would see the hit, even more so than what we already have with Diamond being like, nah, we're not going to distribute you, is our comics that aren't necessarily part of a major publisher.
See, I think you would start to see other venues open up to these indie guys. They've already had a lot of success doing some of their own stuff, be it through Kickstarter, and I'm sure that Amazon with Comixology would gladly open up some more venues for them to do things there. Comixology's become much more indie-friendly in recent years as well.
Well, it has.
We would see Marvel and DC back one, and Image would probably do their own.
I could just see like a problem being if you don't have a name for yourself already, getting it out there. But I mean, it's already a tough market to get your name out there for. There is a lot of it out there, and I know with Comixology, right? I know with Comixology, unless the first image like is really striking to me, I don't tend to click on it. So. I mean,
Naki
it's really
judges books by their covers.
I do, especially when it comes to comic books.
Yep.
But I mean, that's the thing though too, is that like I know it's not just me who does that. So.
No, the whole world does it.
The whole world does it. So
that's why they pay so much for those cover drawings.
It's true. But I mean, that was something that was discussed this week, and I completely forgot it before I threw in my news of the week of the asteroid. So I was just curious of your guys' take.
I don't know. We don't have Hastings here, so I don't actually see what they have. My understanding is they've got a crap ton of stuff, so that unpaid debt to Diamond would be problematic. But the way I understand it, Diamond just likes to pass that along to all their retailers because they're like, fuck you, we're Diamond.
Yeah,
Basically.
pretty much. They are such a shitty business.
I really have such a huge problem with
The problem is they have a monopoly on it, so there's
Yeah.
nobody else that can come in and really shake that up. So if they actually got hurt to a point where someone else could come in and be like, hey, we want to distribute comics also, and we'll have better customer support, and your books won't be shit when they come to you because we actually pack them properly so things don't get destroyed, it might be a good thing. Because I know, I've got friends that have worked in the comic industry, they're like, half the shit Diamond sends me comes in broken or damaged.
Yeah, and everything you just said, DCBS does that.
Yeah.
Their packing is amazing. Their customer service is awesome.
You have to do something to differentiate yourself from the big boys in that regard.
That was one of the huge problems that we had when I was working in the store, was that like people would pre-order, statues and whatever through Diamond. They'd come in and they'd be broken, and they'd be like, well, I don't want this. And then the comic shop not only takes a hit, but the comic shop takes a huge hit because they're getting broken statues, and Diamond won't replace them because they only made 400 of them.
Right. You can get away with it sometimes with books if books are damaged, but statues where it's even more of a limited run, it's very tough. If it breaks, the customer's like, well, I don't want that. And they're like, well, shit, what do I do now? Diamond broke this.
Yeah, it's a huge issue. I'd be okay if Diamond went away, but I do not want the print books to go away.
I don't disagree with you there, but before we wrap things up, Willie did have a little bit he wanted to do with us, but before we get into that bit, I'd like to remind folks we are part of a network. It's called the Gonna Geek Network. You can find that over at GonnaGeekNetwork.com, like you see in my lower third here. And we've got 17 different podcasts on the network right now, but we always like to try and highlight one specific podcast each week. This week I want to talk to you guys about episode 150 of the GonnaGeek.com podcast. It's an award-winning podcast. There's a special celebratory segment inside this milestone 150th episode of the Gonna Geek podcast. What is it? Well, let's just say the show is now award-winning. Find this episode over at geeks.link/150. And we did win an award on the Gonna Geek podcast, so it had to be brought up. If you want to know what award that is, go find out for yourself. It'll be awesome.
Is it an award that Wing made up and gave to himself?
Wing's not on the show anymore.
I was going to say, Wing's not on Gonna Geek. What are you talking about?
I'd see him come on just to give himself an award. He'd do it.
Wing hasn't been on the Gonna Geek podcast in like 100 episodes.
All those French Canadians sound the same.
Ooh.
I'm watching the chat room. I'm waiting to see what Steven says.
Anthony's just gonna get fired from Gonna Geek now. Just be
Yeah, I
like,
know.
Steven's gonna be like, and the banhammer.
But before we start wrapping up the show, Willie wanted to talk a little bit of a game this week, or a question he had for us. So let's see what he's got for us.
All right, we mentioned earlier MacGruber, and I said how all my friends loved it. At least one friend in particular. He thinks it's the best movie ever. And I'm looking at him like, we watched this. Yeah, I saw we watched it in theaters together, and I was like, we saw the same movie, right? We're sitting there like, you weren't looking at your phone and watching a different movie, were you? No. But I have a couple of movies as well myself that I seem to love, but gets a lot of hate everywhere else from critics and people alike. I kind of want to see if anyone else has any. Like, I love Howard the Duck. It's a piece of nostalgia. I watched it and enjoyed it still, yet people seem to hate that movie. What do you guys have?
Joe Dirt.
That's a good one.
I love Joe Dirt. That movie's so stupid. But anytime it's on, I can't turn it off.
Have you seen the sequel?
No, I don't want to.
I kind of want to, just to see where could they go with this.
I don't know what it is about that movie. Anytime it's on, and it's on all the time on like TNT or whatever, I turn it on and I'm just like, this movie's so stupid. Why am I watching this? And I watch the whole goddamn thing every time.
Just when people thought David Spade could not make a movie without Chris Farley, he comes out with
Joe Dirt.
Yeah,
It's
what's he done
Diarte,
after that?
by the way.
Joe Dirt.
It's Diarte.
French.
It's French. It's not a wig. It's glued into my insides. Sorry.
Are you trying to tell me that you're so inbred with redneck DNA that your hair just grows like that? Chris, you have any movies that you love but everyone seemed to not like?
So we'll go. I can think of two off the top of my head. First, Masters of the Universe. It is a terrible, terrible, shitty movie. But I still remember being a kid and watching it like, this is awesome!
Because it was He-Man on screen. How could you not?
Exactly.
Yes, Dolph Lundgren. He was great.
My only problem with that movie is why the hell did they go to Earth?
Toy mandate from Mattel.
I thought it was just because we don't have the money for Eternia.
Yeah, to make it cheaper. That's why they went to Earth.
Oh, and hey, Courtney Cox, how you doing?
Hell yeah.
The other one I can think of off the top of my head that I really did enjoy as well, I was, and I don't know that it's necessarily terrible, but lots of people like to shit on it, Tron Legacy. I really love that movie, but it did not meet most people's expectations, hence the reason why there are no more Tron movies coming and why the Tron animated series got canned.
I was going to say, I did not like Tron Legacy just because it was a little too out there for me, but I really liked Tron Uprising. So
Tron Uprising was awesome, and then they put it in the death time slot. We're going to show this at midnight on Friday nights, and I was like, what? What? Before we move it on to Anthony, we do have a couple suggestions that Suncast has given in the chat room. He said, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
No, that's a
people that
cult
don't like
classic.
it?
No,
Those
that
people
one-
love... Anybody that loves that movie's wrong. Or anybody that doesn't love that movie's wrong.
Yeah. Well, the first one, at least. The second one... You can talk about the second one.
Anything with George Carlin is amazing.
I mean, The Bogus Journey, I mean, come on now. That was not that well... But, I mean, I still loved it.
They
but...
beat the Grim Reaper at board games. It's fucking fantastic.
Exactly. And let's not forget about Bogus.
Apparently there's mine, Bogus Journey. Yeah.
Suncast also suggested Princess Bride. I think that's a really
Cult
good
classic.
movie, personally. It's a
I
cult
thought that-
classic.
I thought everybody liked that movie. I don't know anybody who doesn't like that one.
Yeah, Willie's talking about movies that most of the general public hate and that you love.
Joe Dirt.
Yeah.
I see Biodome down there, and yeah, I fucking love Biodome.
That
Holly
movie's
Shore
awful.
movies.
Holly Shore in
Yeah,
general.
just the whole category.
Well, I mean, I love the beginning of Son-in-Law, but then once it starts getting serious, it's not as good to me anymore. But I love the first hour of Son-in-Law.
I love that movie. I was just talking about it earlier with the girlfriend. Son-in-Law. It's great. I mean, what about what's that? Jury Duty. Another awesome Pauly Shore movie.
I never saw that
God.
one. I
In
saw
the
Pauly
Army
Shore
Now?
is dead. I like In the Army Now.
That was a good movie. Holly
Lori
Shore is Dead
Petty.
was a good movie.
Lori Petty. I had such a crush on her.
Lori
Tank
Petty.
Girl herself. Tank
I was
Girl's
gonna say,
another one.
Tank Girl is where I fell in love with Lori Petty.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Tank Girl in Point Break.
I forgot she was in Point Break.
Yeah, she's the hottie in Point
A
Break.
couple other suggestions I see in here. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. You could say
I like that
you could pretty much
movie.
put most of Kevin Smith's movies in that category, where the general public's like WTF, and it's the fanboys like, this is awesome.
That is true. There's exactly $36 million worth of fans for a Kevin Smith film. He's proven it over and over
Yes.
again. And I am part of that 36 million. I love every movie he's done.
I can't say I love every movie he's done.
I don't love every movie he's done.
I even love Jersey Girl.
I love
I
Jersey
love-
Girl.
okay,
It's the story of a
I know.
single father. It's a great fucking movie.
I loved Jersey Girl, the original cut, and then they changed it.
Hey, either way, he killed J-Lo.
See, here's the thing, though. The original cut, it made it this really loving, great movie, and then they cut it because that's what happens. The original cut was much more emotional, whereas after
Yeah.
the cut, they made it very dry, and it was like, this is not the same movie that almost had me to tears with the new one. So
And if I remember, that's George Carlin's last acting job. So can't nobody shit on that movie. He's
yes, they can.
fantastic
It can
in
still be a shitty movie, even if George Carlin's in it.
I was going to say, I saw him
fantastic
live
in it.
like 2 weeks before he died, so it wasn't his last job.
No, that's his last film. It was his
Oh.
last acting job. And he's great in it.
Anyways, so speaking of bad movies, the boyfriend and I made a deal. Is that he goes to see Warcraft with me because I've heard it's terrible. I want to see why it's terrible. Also, I used to be really invested in the Warcraft universe, so I want to see where this all plays out. But in return, I have to go see Suicide Squad with him because I have no desire to see it.
It's not a terrible trade to make, then. I think he's winning on this one.
Yeah, everybody's saying he wins on that one. I'm like, I don't know.
No, I think Naki wins this. I mean, you're being forced, in quotations, to go see Suicide Squad?
Yeah. I have no desire. I have no desire to see any of these DC movies.
I'd
Well,
much rather see that than Warcraft.
Wait until after Suicide Squad. I think Wonder Woman could be very good, and then everything past Wonder Woman, Jeff Johns is involved in.
Yeah.
And I will
we're gonna
see
a
anything
major
Jeff Johns
uptick
does.
In less depression.
I don't know about that, because I'm much more wanting to see Season 3 of Flash now I want to see the movie.
Well, yeah,
there's also that.
That's the problem, is they made Grant Gustin is the Flash. Everyone sees him as the Flash, and now you've got a new guy coming in. They're like, you're not Grant Gustin. We love Grant Gustin. So Ezra Miller is going to have some tough shoes to fill, and it'll be very interesting.
Grant Gustin is the fucking star at the Dick Rave. The other guy's still waiting outside to get in. He ain't going to get in. That bouncer told him to get the fuck out of here, but he's still there.
Did you really have to take us back to the Dick Rave?
Yeah,
Did we really have to do that?
The star of the Dick Rave, mind you.
So, Naki, you were talking about Warcraft wanting to go and see it. Wesley in the chat room says, from what I've read, Warcraft wipes its ass with its own canon. So have fun with that.
That's what I'm told. Like, I will probably hate it. I'm fully aware, but I know I'm probably going to hate Suicide Squad too, so it's fine.
Well, that's my favorite sentence of the week. Wipes its ass with its own canon.
It's such flowery language. I loved it. It had to be read. It's so well said.
Perfect. It really is. Well, I don't know, because like I already have hatred towards Suicide Squad because the Harley Quinn stuff that's coming out, like the official license stuff, her jacket says property of the Joker, and I'm like, this right here, no, no.
What's that?
This is why I don't. This is why I'm not interested. Because her jacket already says property of the Joker.
It's Margot Robbie. I'll see it just for that.
No, I don't give a shit. What I give a shit is what they're gonna do to my girl, and what they're doing to my girl I don't like. It's fine.
That's a lot of hand motioning. You must be really upset.
I am. I hate that. I hate it.
And I'm interested to see what Jared Leto does. It's
I
a
already
ballsy
hate
move to
Jared
step
Leto's.
into that character.
I already hate it. He's got the tattoos. What the fuck is with the tattoos?
We'll find out when we watch the movie.
So,
Image, what the fuck is this?
If you want to go and have some fun with some of these DC fanboys out there, feel free to go after the troll that SP and I have been talking to on Twitter right now, who refuses to acknowledge any negative points about the DC Universe's movies. It's been entertaining. I just wanted to get in a Twitter fight, so I got in a Twitter fight.
At all?
I looked
Did you not watch them?
the
No,
fight.
he loves them all and says they're all vastly superior to the Marvel ones, and I'm like, okay, they might be in some cases, but he
doesn't understand how story works.
It's been a fun. He thinks Zack Snyder is a visionary, and Zack Snyder is faithful to the roots of the character, and that the Superman coming out is going to be great. I'm like, that's why he fucking killed him.
Like I looked at the Twitter fight and I'm like, I can't be nice to this guy and I can't be constructive.
Oh, you don't need to be. He's a Twitter troll. I just got in a fight with the troll because I was bored.
Join in.
I was bored, guys. That's what it came into.
We'll have to say, Man of Steel was better than any of the Thor movies.
Maybe, I don't know. I really hate Man of
especially
Steel.
Thor 2.
Nope.
No,
I
because
fucking
Jamie
love the Thor
Alexander
movie.
in Thor 1
Oh my god.
But
Sif
see,
is amazing.
Here's the
I mean,
thing.
yes,
The
she
Thor.
was-
Wait. The Thor movies are faithful to what the character is. in the comics. Man of
and
Steel,
Man of Steel
is
ain't
not.
got shit to do with Superman.
Let me kill all these people by accident. Oh, Jonathan Kent's gonna rather he die than have me share my powers and help people in the world. Jonathan Kent's
To
like,
save a
hide your
dog?
powers. No, I don't want to
Have
fight
I-
about this right now. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Have I ever told you guys my favorite Thor storyline from the comic book series? It's
Frog?
Yeah.
Is it Thor Frog?
Well,
Thor
besides Thor Frog, no, it's the series where Thor comes to the Avengers and like, God, I don't know what happened, but he keeps telling them, "No, I'm Thor. No, I'm Thor," and they throw him in the insane asylum because they don't believe him, and they think he's crazy.
Oh, that's in the
It's-
Ultimates books.
Yeah, like Loki made the world forget about him or something. I
Right.
think.
It was fantastic. Like I could not. I kept laughing at the thought of Thor being in the insane asylum. In a softly padded room, hugging himself.
They did a real interesting twist on that in Mark Millar's Ultimates run in the Ultimate Universe that I would suggest people go and read, because they kept it
Yeah.
very ambiguous as to what Thor was for a long time. Was he just a crazy dude who somehow got powers? Was he a god? And at one point in time, he gets put in an insane asylum.
Yeah,
For it wasn't the first 2 years of the book. You don't know if he's just an insane, dirty hippie, or if he actually is a god. They don't. There's no way to tell.
It's a really good book, and I really recommend reading that.
Love Mark Millar.
Also, the Lady Thor run is really good too.
It is as well. Real quick, any other suggestions for movies that would fit this category? Suncast had mentioned Encino Man. We'll take a couple other suggestions, and then we need to start wrapping up.
I did like Encino Man, but it's not one that I've rewatched it. You know what movie I haven't heard anything good about, but I kind of want to see is Swiss Army Man.
It looks
Daniel
so
Radcliffe.
weird.
It looks so weird, but I'm really kind of
weird.
interested. Boyfriend got me interested in that one. I like weird movies. We started watching Keanu with Key and Peele. Did not get past the first 45 minutes. I was kind of disappointed.
Oh, really?
That's ominous.
Yeah.
I've heard opposite, but oh no.
I know some people really liked it. I wasn't invested into it. I don't know. I love
heard
the
it was-
cat. The cat's adorable.
I heard it was just like a long Key and Peele episode or skit.
No.
Have you guys ever heard of a BMX movie called Rad?
No.
No.
No, but I
love
heard of
that movie.
Airborne.
Rad is like Airborne was for rollerblades, what Rad was for BMX bikes in like 1983.
Did it have
So, yeah,
Seth Green too?
It was panned by the critics, but Rad is awesome. It's a movie where a kid saves the day by being able to do a backflip on a BMX bike.
Nice.
How rad is that?
Utterly ridiculous, but I fucking love it. And the fact that the movie's actually called Rad.
I see what
Like,
you did there, Willie.
More 80s than that.
I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
That's
wasn't
why I
a
ignored
stretch
it.
at all.
It wasn't funny.
Um,
And then the Blade trilogy. I love the Blade 3 Blade movies, and people hated some of those.
Blade 3 is not very good, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Blade 3 is the first version of Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
I still haven't seen any of the Blade movies.
His Hannibal King is like Deadpool light. He says the line "cock juggling thunder cunt" in a film that made it onto screens.
So
How is that not amazing?
as we close up this topic real quick, Suncast did provide in the chat room a list from BuzzFeed, which was the most underrated kids movies of the 90s. Airborne is on that list. We can probably go and take a look at that in the post show, but we do need to start wrapping things up, and we'll do that in our traditional way with a little bit we call What I'm Into. It's our chance to share with you guys here live in the Peanut Gallery or listener at a later time just what exactly the nerdy and geeky things are we've been getting into, and maybe convert you to our cause a little bit. So I'm going to say ladies first. Let's let Naki go first.
So I started playing Shovel Knight on the DS. So right now I'm not very far. I'm only into King's Knight, but they did announce that they are bringing in 2 more versions of Shovel Knight where you will be able to play, I believe, as it's 2 of the other ones. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but that will be coming to the PS4, I believe. And then I have been listening to Book 3 of Game of Thrones, and I also watched the 1963 version of Lord of the Flies because I have a legit fear of that book and that movie from when I was a kid, and realized as I watch it again, I still hold it in my heart as a really hard thing to get through, and I don't really know why, so that's fun. if you have never read Lord of the Flies or seen the movie's pretty bad because it is from 1963 and it has not held up well. The 1990 version, not good either.
I'll say there's a couple of them, right? Because they redid it.
Yeah, there's 1963 and 1990. Neither of them are very good. They still kind of settle with me as leaving me uneasy because it is a very strange.
I saw the 1990 one.
That one's even worse than the 1963 one, honestly. Because it strays from the book, whereas the 1963 is basically just taking the book and put it on screen with children, and it was very strange. But to me, it still leaves me a little uneasy. And I still.
Well, it is children murdering each other.
It's children murdering each other. It's kind of like Hunger Games and Battle Royale before that happened. Obviously from like 1960, 1963, that sort of thing. It like I said, it still bothers me. On top of that, I've been watching Boyfriend play through the Dark Souls series. He's in the first one right now. And I have gotten addicted to I was laid up earlier this week from heat stroke, and I got addicted to this mobile game on my tablet called Soda Dungeon, where basically it's an RPG dungeon crawl, and I am now in level, like I'm in the third dimension on level like 300, because I keep having them go in and farm me gold, and it's stupid, but it's really addicting because I want to get through all these levels so that I can start hiring more powerful people to come in and get me through levels. It's so stupid. But like I said, I was laid up, and you can't do a whole lot when you're laid up. Other than that, marathon training, like a boss. The heat has been a problem. Obviously, as I just said, I had heat stroke. So I'm working on trying to find a indoor running that isn't on a treadmill, because I can't run on a treadmill. It hurts my hips. And it's just stupid to run on a treadmill anyways, for if you're training for something like this. So other than that, that's all I've been up to. I know I haven't been on. I will hopefully be back home next week. So I will have my computer, and you won't hear this computer the entire time.
bit.ly/Naki Marathon if you want to support Naki in the marathon endeavors.
Yay. And make sure you send me your address so I can send you cards, which, Anthony, yours will be coming soon.
Cool.
So I'm going to go next real quick. I was an adult yesterday, and I pressure washed my deck because I was at Lowe's for something else, and they had pressure washers on sale. And I went, that's a good price. And I was like, I should probably use it and make sure it works. So I took about 3.5 hours and pressure washed both my decks, and adulting sucks. It sucks a lot. Let's see, what else did I get into? Friday evening, I did a full image and backup of my hard drive, and I then promptly upgraded to Windows 10. And it doesn't suck for me. That's what I have noticed so far. A lot of people have reported some issues going forward by doing the upgrade instead of doing a clean upgrade. I've actually found that some issues I was having in Windows 8.1 seem to have gone away. My computer didn't like to go into standby mode for power saving. It's doing that now with Windows 10, and things are working more smoothly and quicker in Audacity now, where I would try and run some of my filters or plugins. It would bog down and slow up. It's not happening on Windows 10. And anecdotally, it seems that I'm using less processor and a little less memory to live broadcast the podcast over to YouTube Live. So for me, Windows 10 seems to have been a success so far, and hopefully it stays that way. One last other thing, I've talked about a little bit on Twitter. There's a Kickstarter I've backed for a router called Portal. And I'm going to be getting it because it's going to work well where I live, because there's a lot of congested networks here because everyone's on the same channels. This uses channels that are generally reserved for the FAA and weather services because they have a mechanism in their router that basically scans when you're not allowed to use it, moves you to a channel you are allowed to use, then moves back when it's not in use. Basically, they use channels that other router companies aren't using right now. So it gets me from being in congested channels to clear channels. Why I'm bringing this up, it's not me plugging for them or anything like that, but one of my concerns was, man, I'm kickstarting computer hardware. I really don't want to be out $150 if this thing sucks. They did just say in their Q&A section on their page that they have a 1 year, if you don't like anything about this, you can return it to us and get all your money back, promise, on this router. So I went, you know what? I am definitely going to stick with my Kickstarter contribution, and if for some reason it doesn't work or perform how I want it to, I have a year to be like, oh, this didn't do what I want, and send it back to them and get my money back. That is a huge, awesome thing to see from some of these hardware developers that are doing Kickstarter projects.
It is really awesome. I'm always wary on doing Kickstarter just because of things like that.
I'm not super concerned about the project itself because it's a bunch of former engineers who worked at Qualcomm, so they have experience working on these kind of things, and the videos they've been putting out have been very interesting. And they've also been very responsive on their Q&A page on Kickstarter. If you ask a question, generally within a day, they're answering it to the best of their ability. And I am not plugging them by any way, shape, or form, but if you have been interested in a new router and you live in a townhome or apartment complex where there's all sorts of Wi-Fi networks that could be interfering with each other, I would go take a look at it and make up your own mind if that's a product you would be interested in. It's called Portal, and you can find it over at Kickstarter.
So many Kickstarters.
Yeah, well,
it is a problem.
This is the first hardware Kickstarter I've done, though, so I'm very intrigued, and I was wary because it's computer hardware. You're never quite sure whether
I'm not
you
sure
can
if I
trust
backed
it or
any
not.
hardware on there. Oh, I did the Oya, which sucked.
Oh yeah, the Oya sucked balls.
Oh no!
But that only cost me $100.
Yeah. This is
and
gonna,
it worked.
It's going to cost me $150, which is cheaper than most of the other routers I was looking at to replace my current one, and puts me on the 802.11 AC channel because what I'm running now is 802.11n, and trying to stream 4K content on an N network sucks. It works, but not as well as I would like. But that's what I've been getting into. Hey, Willie, what have you been getting into, sir?
Well, I'm still hungover from my dick rave last night. Thank you for that. Well, I'm still playing Uncharted 4 multiplayer. That is still fun. I did hear they are releasing something. Releasing is this Wednesday. Might be some free maps for their multiplayer. I'm okay for that. Hope it is. Watching stuff. Pretty much watching Office with the girlfriend. Even though I'm like, whatever. I watched it all before. It's blah blah blah. It's The Office. I've just been chilling out, not doing hardly anything.
I will also mention something I forgot to say earlier. Steam Summer Sale is going on right now.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no, it's not.
it is.
No, it's not.
There have been 3 separate games that have been on my wish list that were on sale, and I'm probably going to buy the Walking Dead Telltale game for Michonne's story because it was down to $750 last night. It's bad, guys. I got Tales of Symphonia, one of my favorite RPGs, for like $750 for PC, and it maps perfectly to my Xbox controller. Steam sale, guys. Steam sale.
Nope.
Don't tell Naki, though. She can't handle it.
Nope, I can't handle it.
There was apparently a flash sale this weekend on the PSN network, and I might be picking up Mad Max because I hear that game's pretty good.
Damn it.
It is pretty good.
Willie, shh. No.
So
it's only $15.
So real quick, as I go to the Steam store right now, here's what I'm seeing on the front page. Walking Dead franchise is 50 to 75% off. Undertale is 30% off.
Undertale is worth your money.
Rainbow Six Siege is 40% off. Sid Meier's Civilization franchise is anywhere between 67 to 75% off. The Saints Row franchise is 75% off, and those games are hella fun. Witcher series is on sale, including Witcher 3, which everyone has said is very good. There is a lot of stuff going on for the summer sale. There are daily deals until July 4th, so you have plenty of time to go and buy some of those games you might have been looking for that are on your wish list.
No.
Sorry,
I do have
Naki.
to say, Saints Row 4, the very first mission you get into, it ends with you having to climb onto a rocket as it goes up like I think it's a missile.
It's a nuclear missile, if I recall correctly.
And as soon as you jump on it and you start climbing it, I start hearing a song. I'm like, wait, is that? I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want. Yeah, oh yeah, copyright.
Fair use.
But fucking Aerosmith starts blaring out. I'm like, is this the Armageddon song for real?
Nice.
That got me. I was like, okay, you got me, game.
So
that's worth your purchase.
It's really good. I mean, you can probably buy Saints Row 4 for like $5 on your computer right now. But I'm sorry I derailed us. Anthony, what have you been getting into, sir?
Too much stuff between Funko and Kickstarter. Yeah. I also found out the Conan ones this year are the Joker one that I mentioned. They have him as a Stormtrooper, a Flying Superman, and a Ghostbuster. So basically, he's hitting all the franchises.
Nice.
On Kickstarter, these are the ones that just came due in the last little bit. I backed the Tales of Mystery Volume 3, Speak No Evil Issue 1, Hexer Dusk, which was Jan Gersema and John Ostrander, the guys that did all the badass Star Wars comics for Dark Horse. Mummy's Always Right, The D-Listers #1, Anti-Comics Presents #2, Midnight, and the ones that I currently have going are Gladstone School for World Conquerors 2 hardcovers, which for $40 you can get Volume 1 and 2 in a hardcover. Crossing #1, Rapid City Below Zero #5, page 6. It's a Kickstarter where they're actually doing it page by page, which is kind of a cool idea. So their goal is much smaller. And then a Sid Special Intergalactic Detective. So yeah, I have all of those as active Kickstarters right now for far, far too much money. And then I've been trying to be good after my giant shopping spree at Hastings and Hot Topic the other day, but I did stop by Walgreens and was able to find the Black Panther Unmasked exclusive. So I had to pick that one up.
Hey, what happened to you collecting only movie villains?
Yeah, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, Civil War. Black Panther's on Tony's team. He's a bad guy. I have Black Panther and Iron Man because I'm Team Cap. As far as I'm concerned, they're the bad guys.
Now hold on a second. I want to argue semantics.
Hail Hydra.
Here. Was he technically on Team Iron Man? Because it seemed like he was just there to get revenge for his father and not really part of Tony's thing.
He was on Team Iron Man.
Which made him Team Iron Man basically because he was trying to take out the Winter Soldier until he found the truth at the end.
I would rephrase and say he is more Team Black Panther. He's doing whatever it takes to go and kill the guy he wants to kill.
I looked at it as when they run at each other at the airport, I'm Team Cap. So everybody on the other side of the tarmac is Team Stark, and those are the movie's villains.
So,
well, that
basically,
that way I can buy
Spider-Man.
all of them.
I'm okay
yes,
with
that way I get Spider-Man too.
I'm just saying, semantics, but go on.
It is.
Well,
it is for that one, but yeah, it's.
But here's the problem: the only way to get the Civil War Spider-Man is to buy the 2-pack that comes with Hawkeye.
My friend is buying it for me.
But then you have items in your collection that are not villains in your game of semantics trying to say that Black Panther is a villain.
My friends are allowed to buy me stuff. My buddy bought me Ric Flair for Christmas. The same friend bought me Giant Man, so I have the Giant Man one, which I love. But no, my friends can buy me whatever they want for gifts. I'm just trying to keep myself to only buy the movie villains.
I would say, wasn't Hawkeye technically a villain in Avengers 1?
In Avengers 1, yeah, technically he was the bad guy, so that would work too. But yeah, and then I got 2 ridiculous shipments in today, or yesterday, which I thought was funny because of just the way they package stuff at Diamond and Amazon. I got a box that showed up, said must open within 48 hours, and you can tell, like, that's a good size fucking box. Like, that thing is big. What was in that box was a pack of Bristol board.
Wow.
Yeah. Fucking just, some basically a sketchbook full of paper, and they put it in a giant box.
It said must open within 48 hours.
Yeah, and apparently it's perishable paper. And then I get a diamond box from another distributor, and this thing weighs 10 times more than that one did, and it's still a good-sized box, but inside it is a $90 or $100 comic, which I finally got on sale, and I now own the New Warriors Omnibus.
Nice.
This motherfucker was $33 on Amazon. So yeah, I finally own the omnibus of the first book that got me into comics. And yeah, it's a beefy son of a bitch, and they redid Scotty Young did a new cover for it. So yeah, the cover is fantastic, Scotty Young characters. So it's
cool.
Awesome. That's my first omnibus to add to my comic book collection. I've got a ton of trades and stuff, but I never actually bought myself an omnibus. And other than that, I've been playing too much Battleborn and still working on drawings for Pacifist. I got 2.5 cards done so far this week. I got to finish another by today to be on schedule.
Very nice. So I think that is going to start us wrapping up. As we wrap up, you guys have any final thoughts?
I won't be here next week.
And now we know.
Good
times. That's because he's coming to my dick rave.
That's because I'm going to Goose Lake for my 50th anniversary camping trip.
You mean you're going to go to the lake and just like jet ski and stuff while you're there too?
No, I'm going to go to the lake and hang out in a tent and read books and draw in nature.
That seems less exciting now, but
it is. My grandparents do nice, chill, calm, relaxing camping. It's fun. Nobody's expected to do anything before 10 a.m. We don't go hiking. We might do some old-fashioned fishing with Grandpa, which is throw the line in the water, pull your hat down, and put the boat on trawl and just cruise across the lake.
And drink some beer.
I give up drinking, so I won't be doing that. But yeah, just hang out with Grandpa. It'll be fun.
Welcome to the Sober Club.
Yep. Coming up on a month now. I don't smoke and I no longer drink.
Go team.
Sober
Quitters.
Club.
But I have my coffee, goddammit, because it's the one vice I can't give up.
I finished mine.
I didn't have any this morning.
Boo.
We
I have
did.
to go make some breakfast nachos, so
We did run a little late today. Sorry about that, guys, and sorry for some of the technical issues that we had in the middle of the show. I'm not sure why the audio... Well, I have an idea of why the audio dropped, but I will double-check and see why that cable could have come loose in the middle of things. So my apologies for that. Don't worry, we'll be back next week, Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, over at geeks.live, Channel 3 of Alpha Geek Radio, and all sorts of other places here on the internet. But I think that is going to wrap us up for this week. We'll be back soon-ish. Make sure you go check out the other awesome shows on the Gonna Geek Network. Monday, 8:45 p.m., official GonnaGeek.com podcast. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, over at live.atgnpodcast.com, Channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@GonnaGeek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGNpodcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at incompetech.com. So, anyone watching on the live side of the house, thank you for tuning in today. We really do appreciate it. I just turned off my backup recording. We're probably going to kill the actual live stream here within the next minute or two. But
thanks for coming.
yeah, thank you so much for everyone who tuned in live. Still ironing out a couple of the kinks here and there on things. So
You gluttons
apologies.
for punishment, you.
Nothing wrong with that.
I didn't say there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying they're gluttons for punishment.
Just hashtag DickRave, and I'll tell you where it's at. Just let me know.
Send that to
No.
@SouthPorky, hashtag DickRave. But
He'll keep his eye on it.
he will keep his eye on it.
Willie's got his eye on the dick rave.
How could you not?
So thank you everyone who tuned in live. We'll see you guys next week. I am killing the live stream right now. So bye guys.
Bye.
Goddamn Kickstarter.